You see, there's a fundamental problem with how we headhunt our officials. If someone pays 6 billion naira to become a minister, what do you expect him to do? He will go right to the job of recouping his investment. This particular ministry that has been indicted officially at the National Assembly, the minister, good luck, Akpabio. I know you may not want to use this because you're all afraid of them, but I'm not. Reportedly spent over 6 billion naira to get the minister. By the time he got the job, he also had a case hanging at the EFCC that was about how much money he stole when he was governor of Akpabio State. So when you have characters like this managing huge amount of funds, it's like asking a cat to manage your dried fish for you. This is the only result you can get. But it also shows that the anti-corruption fight in the country is a joke. The EFCC has completely been muzzled and demobilized as well. That is why they need somebody to bring a petition to investigate the public sector corruption that has already been investigated by the National Assembly and has also indicted a lot of the...
Now, that's a very serious statement from Omoyele Sowore, and today we'll unpack exactly what's going on. As we walk through this together, I'll challenge the claim, examine the context, and invite you to think critically and comment along. So let's get into it. First, who are we talking about? Godswill Akpabio is a heavyweight in Nigerian politics, former governor of Akwa Ibom, former minister for Niger Delta Affairs, and currently serving in high legislative roles. Omoyele Sowore is a well-known activist and journalist with a track record of raising serious corruption issues. Because both figures are prominent, when such a claim surfaces, people pay attention. The viral clips we see are snippets, short versions of what was likely a longer speech or encounter. In the versions spreading online, the N6 billion figure is front and center, but what is missing in those cuts is verification, documents, receipts, witnesses, or further context. So here's how I break down this story for you. The claim Sowore says Akpabio spent over N6 billion to become a minister. That's a serious accusation. Right now, all we have is a clip of the statement. We lack the evidence in the clip itself to show how that number was arrived at, or whether it's literal, symbolic, or rhetorical. What we know about Akpabio's past scrutiny, this is not Akpabio's first time under the radar. In years past, anti-corruption bodies have looked into his financial dealings or invited him for questioning over alleged multi-billion naira issues. That history makes new claims more believable to many, but investigation and allegations are not guilt. What's missing from the viral videos? The identity of those who might have delivered funds or received them, any evidence such as bank records, receipts, or corroborating testimonies, time, place, and context. When did this purported payment happen? Under what conditions? A statement or rebuttal from Akpabio's side or from the EFCC addressing the claim. Without those, the claim stays in the realm of an allegation. What we expect from institutions. If this allegation is serious, and it is if true, here's what should happen. The EFCC or another competent anti-corruption agency should publicly respond, confirm or deny they have any ongoing investigation involving this claim. Either side, Sowore or Akpabio, could present documentation or request formal inquiries. If credible evidence emerges, the matter should be handled by a court with transparent legal processes. Why this matters to you? Because when powerful figures are accused of buying positions, it strikes at the heart of governance, fairness, and accountability in Nigeria. If appointments are being monetized, ordinary citizens lose faith in public institutions, and such claims, if left unverified, also risk becoming misinformation tools. What you should do as viewers, Don't take clips at face value. Always ask who recorded this, where's the full speech or event. Watch for corroborating reports from trusted newsrooms or investigative outlets. Demand official statements or clarifications. Use the comment section to flag credible leads or documents you come across, as long as they're publicly available and credible. If you're still watching, please hit that like button right now and subscribe so you'll never miss our detailed gists and breakdowns like this. Trust me, this one gets even more interesting. Now, back to the matter. This whole issue with Sowore and Akpabio didn't just appear out of nowhere. Nigeria's political landscape has always been full of drama. And when someone like Sowore speaks, people listen because he's known for calling out those in power. But what makes this particular story so loud is not just the figure and 6 billion, is what that number represents. The public frustration about corruption, power, and privilege in the country. You see, Nigerians have long believed that to get certain political positions, you must settle your way through. Whether it's true or exaggerated, this perception makes people angry. It makes ordinary citizens feel that politics is not about service, but about who can pay the most. So when Sowore comes out and says someone allegedly spent N6 billion to become a minister, it resonates deeply. It taps into that frustration and mistrust that's been building for years. Now, let's look at Akpabio himself. Love him or not, he's a political survivor. He's been governor, senator, and minister, and he's managed to stay relevant through different administrations. That alone makes him a person of interest whenever issues like this come up. Some see him as a strong leader who delivers. Others see him as a symbol of how the system keeps recycling the same people. And that's why every time his name is mentioned with EFCC or with corruption stories, the internet catches fire immediately. But let's be fair. Until there's hard evidence, we cannot say he did it. So what statement is a claim, and every claim needs proof. What's important there is how institutions react. The EFCC has the authority to investigate if there's substance behind the words, but they must also be transparent, because Nigerians have seen too many cases that make noise for a few weeks and then vanish quietly. If truly there's a trace of such a transaction, Nigerians deserve to know. And if it's false, Akpabio too deserves to clear his name. The rule of law should be the judge, not social media. And that brings me to a deeper issue. The role of social media in shaping public perception. These days, a 30-second clip can destroy reputations or build heroes. That's why as viewers and as citizens, we must be careful. When you see a video online, don't just share it because it sounds juicy. Ask questions, verify who posted it first. Is there a full version? Did credible news outlets confirm it? Because sometimes people use unverified information to push political agendas, and by sharing it blindly, we become part of the problem instead of the solution. Now, let's talk about something interesting, the bigger picture. Even if this particular N6 billion claim turns out to be false or exaggerated, it still raises valid concerns about how political appointments happen. How much influence does money really have in Nigerian politics? Are we electing and appointing leaders based on merit or on what they can offer behind the scenes? These are the real questions Nigerians should be asking. And I want you to drop your opinion in the comments below. Do you believe appointments in Nigeria are truly based on competence, or do you think money speaks louder? Let's discuss that, because let's be honest, the frustration people feel isn't only about Akpabio or Sowore, it's about the entire system. Nigerians work hard, pay taxes, and hope for good leadership, yet what they see often doesn't match their expectations. That's why stories like this trend instantly. People are hungry for accountability. They want to see big names answer real questions, not just ordinary citizens being used as examples. It's about fairness. And so, whether you agree with his style or not, is fearless. He's the kind of activist who doesn't hold back, and that's why many people either love him or hate him. He's been arrested, charged, even attacked, but he keeps coming back to speak his mind. That consistency is one reason his voice carries weight. But again, passion must be matched with facts. Every journalist or activist must ensure that strong claims come with strong evidence. Now, as for Akpabio, one thing is clear. He knows how to navigate Nigerian politics. He's built alliances, switched parties when needed, and managed to remain relevant. That's not easy in Nigeria. But at the same time, his name has been mentioned in past EFCC investigations. And while nothing major has been proven against him publicly, these issues keep resurfacing. It shows there's still a cloud of doubt around how some people in power operate. Let me say this. The EFCC, as Nigeria's leading anti-corruption agency, has a duty to show consistency. They shouldn't only go after those who have lost political power. They must also be brave enough to question those still holding it. If there's truth in Sowore's words, then EFCC must act. If there isn't, they must tell Nigerians clearly, so this doesn't become another endless rumor. And you, my viewer, yes, you're watching right now, what do you think? Do you believe Sowore, or do you think this is just another political distraction? Type your thoughts down below. Let's make the comment section our town hall. Your voice matters because when citizens discuss these issues constructively, politicians realize people are watching closely. Now, let's look at this from another angle. Imagine if political positions in Nigeria were earned purely by merit, where the best minds, the most competent professionals, get appointed based on skill and integrity, not on how much they can offer financially. Imagine what the country would look like. Roads built properly, projects completed, ministries working efficiently. That's what accountability can bring. And that's why every story like this matters, because it reminds us that we deserve better. But let's also remember something important. Until evidence surfaces, Sowore's statement remains an allegation. It's not confirmed. And that's how a responsible media person should handle it. We discuss it because it's trending. We analyze it because it concerns governance, but we do not pass judgment. So as you listen to this, don't rush to conclude. Instead, demand transparency from those involved. And speaking of transparency, if I'm EFCC, I'll release an official statement immediately, either confirming they are investigating the claim or clarifying that they are not. That simple act builds public confidence. Nigerians want honesty. Whether it's good news or bad, just tell the truth, because the silence of institutions is what fuels rumors. So, where do we go from here? I'll tell you. We keep our eyes on updates. We wait to see if EFCC reacts. We watch for any statement from Akpabio's media team. And we watch how Sowore responds if asked to provide proof. In the meantime, we continue to push for accountability across the board from the top down. Before I wrap up, I want you to do 3 things for me right now. Hit that like button if you've enjoyed this gist so far. It really helps others see the video. Subscribe to the channel so you won't miss my next episode, where we'll talk about how these political backroom deals allegedly work behind the scenes. Drop a comment. What do you think about Sowore's claim? Do you think it's true, half true, or completely political? Be honest but respectful. Let's have that conversation below. And remember, this platform is about truth, fairness, and balance. We're not here to attack anyone. We're here to discuss, to learn, and to shine light on what matters. Nigeria needs citizens who pay attention, and that's exactly what you are doing by staying informed. So in conclusion, Sowore's claim about Akpabio spending N6 billion to become a minister has sparked another wave of public debate, and rightly so. It's bold, it's controversial, and it touches the nerve of corruption and power in Nigeria. But as we've seen over time, until evidence is produced, it remains an allegation. The responsibility now lies on the EFCC, on Akpabio, and on Sowore himself to either back up or clear up this claim. Nigerians are watching, the world is watching, and history always remembers how truth eventually comes out. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget, like this video, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss my next gist. And please share this video with someone who needs to understand what's really going on. Let's keep spreading awareness, because the more we know, the harder it is for corruption to hide.